Welcome into the recap of the Bears' 38-13 loss to the San Francisco 49ers in San Francisco, California, late Sunday afternoon. I'm David Kaplan. It's brought to you by our great partners at the Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana Chevy dealers. They are the official truck partner of the Chicago Bears. And Feldco, they are Chicago and the Midwest home renewal experts. 866-4-FELDCO. What a freaking joke. Oh, we're going to get a big bump from the coach being out of here. DJ Moore says the vibe was great all week long. It's like a breath of fresh air. That's his quote. Guess what? Catch the freaking football, DJ Moore, because you've had a lousy year. That's just being honest and fair. Caleb Williams hits you right here. Bam, right off your chest and bounces away. Caleb wasn't great today either. The offense stunk. Awful. Absolutely pathetic. Bears got, prior to Bagent coming in at the end, 199 yards of offense. 199 yards of total offense against a 49er team that was reeling, banged up, no Ayuk, no Trent Williams, no Christian McCaffrey. Purdy's playing with a banged-up shoulder, and guess what? Purdy was sensational today. The defense, I have no idea where this vaunted defense is. They were horrible. Absolute garbage defense, giving the middle of the field. George Kittle was simply spectacular. He's going to get our Player of the Game award. We'll get to that in a minute. But if I hear one more person think that all we got to do is promote Thomas Brown and get big bad Matt Eberflus out of here and this thing is fixed and ready to roll, that's the biggest pile of horseshit I have ever heard. That team didn't show up today. They did not show up. It was 21-0. Bing, bang, boom. Bears getting their head kicked in. Came out in the second half, and Caleb threw a couple touchdowns to Rome Odunze. Cool. You get beat 38-13. You absolutely got trucked. Trucked today. Now you're 4-9. Now I hope you don't win another game. I'd rather get a really high draft pick, but I want to know who in the hell is coming in here to coach this team. You had better hire some ass kicker that's going to clean up all the nonsense around Hallis Hall. No more of this, well, let's promote the guy who 3 weeks ago was the passing game coordinator. And I'm not putting it on Thomas Brown. But folks, can we stop with he's good at the podium, so that should be good enough to get him the job? This team is not put together well enough, and upper management, it starts right there with George. It starts and falls at his feet first and foremost. That dude's been the chairman since 2011 and has exactly 0 playoff wins. But he's more worried that we don't show any cursing in Hard Knocks. What a bunch of crap. This team looks awful. They need at least 3 upgrades on the offensive line. They have got to figure out who's going to be their strong safety because you can't count on Brisker. This dude hasn't come back and won't be back with serious concussion issues. There are a lot of deep-seated problems that this roster has. Ryan Poles going to have his hands full. I like Ryan Poles, but let me tell you something right now. Unless you go out and spend top shelf money and get the right freaking guy in here to clean up all the horse shit and not listen to all the nonsense around the building, you have no chance of being successful. Let me repeat that again. Unless you go shop at the top shelf for a coach who is not going to have to listen to George, not like the cursing that goes on in an NFL locker room, doesn't want it in his Hard Knocks, wants to sanitize everything, you have no chance. You got to get some guy in there, whether it's Vrabel, whether it's Belichick, whether it's somebody else who goes, just get the F out of my way and let me fix your crappy organization once and for all. Because if they're not willing to get a really hard lesson on what's wrong with that franchise, you could change coaches, you could change GMs. Unless you could change the top, you got no freaking shot of this thing being successful. And you've got a good young quarterback who wasn't great today, holds the ball too long. The offensive line is absolutely horrific. Just awful on every level today. Pathetically bad. Drop passes, Keenan Allen, you hit him in the hands, he drops it. DJ Moore, he drops it. But he's quick to tell you what a breath of fresh air it was around the building. That's bullshit. Stop with all that garbage and all that nonsense because your team They didn't show up today. And that defense, the middle of the field wide open all day. George Kittle is our apt player of the game, abt.com. And if you want to save $25 on a purchase of $150 or more, go get yourself something greater for somebody for Christmas. This code, Kaplan25, save you $25. You're welcome. George Kittle, 6 catches, 151 yards, and wide open freaking access to the middle of the field all day long. It's all he did was torture the Bears. Dr. Pepper play of the game. The Guerrero TD at the start of the fourth quarter after the Bears had a 9-minute TD drive to get on the board. Missed the 2-point conversion, of course, because Cole Kmet can't catch one right in his freaking hands. Bam! Right off of his chest. Bounces away. Not that it would have made a difference in the game, but it's a microcosm of this season. Cole has not played up to expectations or up to his contract. DJ Moore has not played up to his contract. It has been a train wreck on so many levels. Our 4 seasons, heating, air conditioning, plumbing, and electric. Stat of the day, Rome Odunze came into the game with 1 TD all season. He got 2 today. 2 touchdowns for the guy who I think will end up being, probably in the next year, the best receiver on the Chicago Bears roster. And finally, our drive of the game, 16 plays, 70 yards, took 9:04. Williams' 4-yard pass for a TD to Rome Odunze. Let me say it again. Unless you can fix all the stuff at the top, it's not going to freaking matter. This is a poorly run organization. Terribly run. And all you have to do is stack up 2011 through 2024, and whether it's Jerry Angelo and Lovie Smith, Mark Trestman and Phil Emery, John Fox, Matt Nagy, Ryan Pace, Matt Eberflus, Thomas Brown, Ryan Poles, it doesn't matter until you're willing to shop at the top shelf and willing to play like a freaking NFL franchise. They're a train wreck. 38-13, that's your final. We'll see you tomorrow in the morning when we talk to Thomas Brown on ESPN 1000. Jonathan Hood and I, 8:20 tomorrow morning. Take that.